I see that varies city by city that I work with. Some are more aggressive about that. So women technicians, women drivers. So we want to provide facilities that are supportive for them and welcoming for them. And I think there's a little more of a push for security in the workplace environment, well-lit areas, cameraed, that they don't feel isolated, especially at vulnerable times like late at night. So the other thing, diversified workforce is your younger workforce coming in and attracting them. We feel a new garage or an updated garage is a great attraction HR tool for your next set of techs, and compared to where else they could go to for work.
How many of you have your facilities locked down all day now? See, when this came through for us, every one of our doors is locked down. So you walk out of a door, you can't get back in. So you saw the facility, every one of those places where they're parked, you can't get back in without scanning your card. And so I do believe more in that, especially with what we've had with the social unrest, civil unrest in the area. These types of things are necessary in order to be able to make sure that you can secure the place for your staff.
And the push for consolidation of different agencies to come together, I'm seeing that more and more. I might work directly with the public works director, the fleet manager, and then a few months into the design, we get a call saying, well, the city administrator wants to come in and talk to us. Could we get parks in there? Can we manage the police vehicles or whatever, building facility? And so sometimes the project, it becomes a snowball in a way that other people want to join in, and they see the financial benefits of that. And I definitely am seeing more of that. A very kind of like what you've ended up with over time. And then sustainability and resilience, as we mentioned earlier, is a high value issue amongst elected officials, potentially amongst yourselves as well. And it's good to get that on the design table early on. Your city, your county may have that already in its ordinances. That's great. And again, I'm not going to go greatly into that. And I mentioned resilience is something that people are starting to realize with the weather going up and down in extremes or having social unrest issues, that we need to design the buildings with those in mind. And then finally, Jeff, Kevin, sorry, you had some experiences with.
Yeah, we talked a little
pandemic.
about that for the pandemic and the social distancing and stuff too. So I'd hope that you would never have to go through a major renovation during a pandemic with the civil unrest and the voting stuff, and then using outhouses for almost a year for our bathrooms on site. It was a joy for so many people.
So I'm going to summarize the 7 principles. And again, I'm not going to talk too much about Kevin's shop. We did that. But the 7 principles that I believe, as an architect who's designed 70 garages and has helped many directors get their projects through successfully, is the decisions, your design decisions have to be based around these 7 principles. One is robustly defining your facility program, including if other agencies are coming in to the building or the yard for that matter. Second, the workflow efficiency. Think about that industrial flow chart of how things are moving throughout the facility, what the traffic flow is going to be, and the sequence of activity loops that are going to occur. And not only just during the day, but during winter is one thing and summer is another. Worker productivity and safety issues that enhance their work activities and make it easier for them to do their work and safer for them to conduct activities as well. Asset control and safety, controlling, securing and distributing and maintaining your assets that you have. I find this one, sometimes the elected officials don't appreciate all the time how much you maintain in your yard or in your buildings. And so it's a good justification, is we don't want to cut the building because we are maintaining a lot of assets on site. Supervision and communication lines are key so that people can interact and oversee each other. I've noticed, and Kevin made an alluence to that, is if people are isolated in an area, they may do their own thing in their shop area. So you always need to have good line of sight in your facility, even if it's perceived line of sight. building performance, the building engineering and the systems, the durability. We want to design a building that's going to last at least structurally 70 years out. This is a public building. We're designing for endurance on this. And then final principle is looking ahead, integrating what's coming up and thinking about what's coming up and how it may impact you. I've designed a lot of garages where they actually call me back 20 years later and we didn't know we'd have garbage trucks. Now we do. Or we have CNG on site. We have a much bigger fueling system. We're fueling for the whole city now. So we need to look ahead or anticipate what's going to happen and get that into the design criteria up front. So that concludes our discussion, and I hope you appreciate what Kevin has brought up and how his county has met or these criteria are. Yeah, I have a question over here.